Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Today is going to be the start of a new series. So it's going to be basically my road to pro, really more like my road to my first show, and then we're going to go road to pro after that. But today in the video, we're basically just going to be talking about my reasons behind why I want to do it, when I started, and also kind of the steps that I've taken to kind of really make this hopefully a reality. But we're going to talk about that later. I'm going to go and get into a workout now, and I'll kind of talk over it, just about all my reasons and all that good shit. So, going to go and get into it. So just want to kind of start off talking about what steps I've kind of been taking to actually hopefully do end up going pro. Of course, it's more kind of like going to my first show more than it is actually going pro. I would really like to go pro if that's possible, but I also don't want to, shove a bunch of PDs and juice myself up like crazy when I'm super young. So probably won't be doing that, but again, it all depends. If I feel like I have a competitive enough physique naturally, then there is a chance that I do end up hopping on the juice, taking some trenbolone sandwiches, but that is still super far away, so we'll just kind of have to see. But for now, the first thing that I kind of did that I've been wanting to do for a while is actually I got a coach for the first time. I've kind of always done everything on my own, and I still think I could do everything on my own, but having a coach has honestly helped so fucking much. It's like, I don't go out that much and I don't talk to a bunch of people. My friend group's quite small. So it's kind of like, and also, honestly, like I'm the only person in my, at least like relative close friend group who like really lifts that often. I have one other person who does, but he lives pretty far, so we don't actually, it's not like we ever lift together. So kind of makes it like this weird thing where the people that I do know who lift, I've been lifting way longer than, and I know way fucking more than any of they do. So it's kind of like this weird situation where I've been for like the past like 5-6 years kind of just everybody default comes to me for like weightlifting or fitness advice, and I've never really had anyone who like knows more than me or has had more experience than me. At least not since I was like a freshman in fucking high school. Like it's been so long since that's happened. So I kind of wanted to have someone who knew more than me and has actually competed, because I haven't actually been there, and being able to like look up to somebody who's like, okay, this person really knows what the fuck they're doing, and not just like everybody asking me. I actually have somebody I can talk to. To be honest with you, she probably gets mad annoyed by me, because I can guarantee you that most of her clients do not message her as much as I do. I think we normally are supposed to do check-ins like once a week. I text her like, multiple times a week, almost every day. I'll be like asking her questions. Sometimes if I feel like I'm being too annoying, I'll slow down a little bit. But I mean, it's been great having a coach so far. The training's been way different, which has been really nice to swap it up. I've had, I think, huge gains in the areas that I want to. It's also nice having like specialized coaching, not just following like a generic workout plan, which I think is great for like 99.9% of people. But whenever you start really trying to focus on your physique and like individual points on raising up your weak spots, it's really, really helpful. That's another thing that was nice, is having an unbiased point of view from like the outside, be able to be like, okay, I'm weak in X and Y, and so here's what we're gonna do to fix it. And to me, that helped me a lot. But yeah, diet has been a lot different than I would normally do it. I used to be big on making anabolic meals, and I still like doing them, but I don't do them very much anymore because she is much bigger on whole foods, making sure I get like my fats in as well as my carbs, and it's not really just hitting like a calorie specific goal. But it's still been pretty good. I can, whenever someone tells me what to do, I can be pretty disciplined. I think I get that mostly from back when I did football in high school. It's kind of like very used to having a coach, so kind of makes it easy for me to just kind of like fall back into that mindset of like, okay, listen to this person, they know better than me, and still use critical thinking skills. And there's been a couple of, not disagreements, but asks on stuff that I've wanted to change, which she's been really, really good with. But yeah, that's been pretty much the biggest change that I've made. There's been a lot of other changes in throughout the future of this series, which hopefully, like I said, I want to try and get these videos back up once a week, but hopefully in these future videos, I can go a little bit more in depth on specifically what we're working on. But yeah. What is up, everyone? I am back after, it's been like 7 weeks since the last clip in this video. I've been super fucking lazy when it comes to making these videos. It's been hard for me to get back into it, but now I'm going to start getting back to one video a week, hopefully. But big thing about the video, as talked about before, is my aspirations to compete in my first show. So for the rest of the video, don't want to take up too much time, but kind of want to give a little bit of an overview of how has my prep been so far, kind of my plans for the future after I talk with my coach a little bit, and then what the rest of the series is going to look like. So for me personally, when it comes to wanting to compete in a bodybuilding show, I think it's still pretty far away from me, at least in my opinion. I could have a little bit too high expectations for myself, to be honest with you. You know, I look at Chris Bumstead, I look at me, I look at Chris, I look at me, and I'm like forever away. But my goal is about a year away, and then we'll see from that. But right now, after talking to my coach, kind of the plan is I'm finishing what I was working on now, which was I did basically like an 8-week cut. I lost about 10 pounds. I'm currently down 8 pounds. Hopefully the next 2 weeks I'll lose about another 2, although I just had a little bit of a cheat week that I probably gained back another 2 or 3 pounds, but we'll see how I kind of like level out after a few days. But basically, as for the rest of the series, I'm going to be doing these updates. These are going to probably be not weekly videos, if I'd have to guess. Probably going to be every other week or every 3 weeks, if I'd have to say, when it comes to updates, because every week there's not always going to be big progress. Unless you guys want weekly videos of this type, then, put in the comments below. Obviously, let me know. I'll do what you guys want. I'm a slave to you guys, basically. But anyways, as for finishing up for the rest of this, or for the next, I think 2 to 3 months after I finish this diet, I'm going to basically just be doing a maintenance phase or reverse diet. It's kind of like something I've talked about in the past on some of my old videos. Reverse dieting is super important when it comes to getting out of a diet, because you basically want to try to slowly add your calories back in so you don't just gain a bunch of weight back as soon as you finish the diet, and then it kind of like the whole diet was fucking worthless. So try and reverse diet, slowly get those calories back to kind of like where you want them to be, and then you'll be good to go. And that's kind of my plan, trying to reverse diet to a higher amount of calories so I can cut on a higher amount of calories in the future, and then I'll basically maintain for somewhere around 2 months and then start another cut again, and then kind of like go from there. I don't really need to bulk because I've still got a shit ton of fat on me, so there's not really a need for me to bulk. I kind of bulk my whole fucking life. That's kind of how I always think about it. So I kind of am avoiding having to ever have to bulk, at least until I get shredded, which is still, pretty far away. But that's basically going to be my next kind of like 2-3 months, is going to be finishing the diet next 2 weeks, maintenance phase, and then start a diet again, probably somewhere in the start of like August or probably September is when I'll start dieting again, and just kind of keep going from there, keep talking with my coach, trying to figure it out. So far, I've really liked having a coach. I'm not sure if I've really talked about it much already in this video, but I've really enjoyed it. It's obviously fucking expensive. As for me, like, still a college kid, so I've had to like budget in other places in order for me to be able to fucking afford paying like $200 a month for a coach. But I think it's worth it if you guys can afford it. But that's just my opinion. Hope you guys like this video, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.